If there is one thing that photographers obsess over more than any other, it's backpacks. If you take a little stroll through the photography channels on YouTube, you will find endless examples of photographers saying, "It's the perfect backpack. I found the perfect bag. Is this the perfect backpack?" And the answer is always no. There is no such thing as the perfect backpack because everybody's needs are different. Everyone wants something else out of the bag. We all have different equipment requirements, different parts of the world we live in, different price ranges. So to suggest that you found the perfect backpack is frankly bollocks. I've never stressed too much about the labels on the backpacks I have, and it's for that reason that when I was in the market for a proper little backpack rather than one of those little side pouches things that we all graduate to when we start getting more equipment, I got straight on Amazon and I just found a nice cheap backpack which was made by a company called New Ear, and this is the bag in question. Cost me about $90, I think. Like I say, it was about 4 or 5 years ago, and you know what, it's been absolutely fine. It's getting a bit fluffy in places, a bit ragged, but you know what, considering how much it's been used, where it's been and the conditions it's been through, it's in pretty good shape. Now my bag wasn't so bad that I was desperate to get rid of it, but I put an insurance claim in for some damaged camera equipment, and there were some funds left over from that claim that I had to spend at the photography shop that I decided to put to a new pack. There were a couple of things that the pack had to have. Firstly, it had to be bigger than the existing one because I'd just run out of room. Secondly, it had to open from the inside area. That was a real must-have for me. And the third thing was it needed to have special access on the sides. So as most of us do when you're in the market for a new piece of equipment, I of course went straight to YouTube and watched hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos of the aforementioned perfect camera bag type, and eventually I produced a short list of bags that I wanted, and through a process of elimination I wound up with just one, which of course was the LowePro ProTactic 450 AW2. So I took delivery of my very own 450, and here it is in all its glory, and I bloody love it. So let's talk about the items that were on my wish list that I mentioned a minute ago. Firstly, the back access. This has it. You put the bag on its back and you've got these twin zippers at the top here, and you can open it up all the way down to the bottom. I won't do it this second because everything will fall out of the bag and we don't want that. The second thing of course was space, and as you can see it's quite a bit bigger than my old bag, and I've managed to fit all of my sort of daily landscape photography equipment in here. I'll do a little walkthrough of the interior later on in the video. The third thing I mentioned of course was the side panel access, and the 450 has two of these side panel slots. In this one here is where I keep my camera. I'm filming on my Fujifilm X-T4 at the moment, but it would ordinarily go in here. This is the one that got swamped by the ocean, and is the reason I had the insurance claim in the first place. I put it in here for demonstration purposes only. So when I'm out and about, I can sling the backpack over onto my side, just take one of my arms out the strap and just very quickly and easily get into this pocket. I've been using this for about a week now, this backpack, and I absolutely love this. So amongst the other things that I really like about this bag is just how flexible it is. Got all these little straps through here that you can attach, Velcro straps, or there's some clip-on ones that come with it, And as you can see from this front panel here, there's a huge amount of variety of possibilities of things you can put on here. And you get 3 accessories with the bag. One of which is the little tripod holder here, which I put my carbon fiber travel tripod in. You also get a water bottle holder, and there's a little accessory bag, and you can put those on the front here, or you can just put them inside. I mean, they're quite good, and it's nice of LowePro to include them with it. The bag also has a rather neat weather shield, weather cover even, in the back here, which you can pull out, and this is permanently fixed to the bag, which I think is a great idea because I am forever losing stuff, and that would be the first thing that I lost. I saw someone else talking about these permanently attached rain covers on another video, and they said that the downside is that you've got to let them dry out, sort of hanging out the back of the bag, which I think is a small price to pay for not losing the thing just after you get it. So the bag also has this kind of hard shell on the top, which I think is great because I'm a clumsy bastard. I'm forever dropping things. There's a big reason I insure all my stuff. I'm forever breaking it or dropping it or walking into waves. So there's this hard top, and this opens up. In here I've got access to my big 100 to 400 lens, which is the second most used lens I have after my 10 to 24, which I'm currently filming this video on. Inside the top here there's another little pocket, which is kind of protected as well by this back here. I've just got some hard metal things in here that I don't want to come into impact with anything else in the bag. So I've got things like Allen keys for Arca Swiss tripod heads and all that kind of stuff in there. There's also extra little side pockets here. This one's got a little key fob thing that you can put your keys on. I've got all my stuff in here and I haven't utilised all the space inside it by any stretch of the imagination. Inside you've got the main cavity, and there's also a laptop / iPad section here. I don't really take my computer out with me, so that section is not going to see a lot of use. So the way that I was advised to get this set up was to remove all the Velcro dividers from the inside of the main section of the tripod, arrange everything inside it with them out of the way, to work out what I wanted where and what worked best and how I could fit everything in. And then once you kind of settled on a layout you like, then you can put the dividers back in. It doesn't take long. It took me about sort of half an hour, trying out different combinations and seeing what worked, and I'm really happy with the way I've got it laid out now. Now the guys at LowePro do supply an absolute ton of dividers with this bag, more in fact than I needed. I've got a load of them sat over there because I just didn't have anything to put them in. You can do a really kind of pared down interior if you want, with just sort of a couple of big sections, or you can go down really granular and have lots and lots of little pockets. So working away inside the bag, I have my drone, I have my drone controller, I have my 3 lenses in here, the 100 to 400, the 35mm and the 90 to 230 telephoto lens, sorry, 50 to 230 telephoto lens. I've also got my little travel tripod in there, my microphone, I've got all of my filters, my ND grad, my ND filters, the variable ND, and I've also got my Insta360 1R and all the different bits and pieces to attach to that, so that I can use that for handhelds or time lapses or whatever when I'm out in the field. So the big question, of course, is what's it like to wear on your back? It is, after all, of course, a backpack, not just a container for my stuff. If I just wanted that, I could buy a plastic box from the local DIY shop and be done with it. And the good news is, as I say, I've been wearing this for a little while now, and it is super, super comfortable. These straps on the back are they're like a centimetre thick. They're really well padded, and they're really wide too. So they sit really nicely on your shoulder, and you've got the old tie across as well, so you can clip yourself in and get that extra kind of nice comfy security of kind of lifting the backpack slightly further up your shoulders. There's also this kind of heavily padded area here which is ventilated and means that you don't get sort of super sweaty when you're out and about. There's the old pass-through. They always make a big deal out of the pass-through loop for when you go to the airport, but these days I don't really fly anywhere, but it's on there. There's a pass-through loop for your luggage if you want it. I've put my Peak Design capture clip on there. I've only used it once. I'm still trying to build up the level of trust in the product, because you kind of put your camera on there and trust camera and lens to it. I'm not having a dig at Peak Design, you know, it's a sturdy bit of aluminium and everything, and I'm sure it's absolutely fine, but I've just got to learn to build up my trust in it. So that is the LowePro ProTactic 450 AW2. It's not the newest backpack on the market. In fact, if you look on YouTube, you'll find reviews of this thing from a couple of years ago, and that kind of stuff has never bothered me. All I care about is the utility of it, whether it's going to be useful. And good design never goes out of fashion. I've got lenses, you know, which are 10, 12 years old, and that's nothing really. If it's a good quality lens, you can use it forever. And I suspect I won't use this backpack forever, but what I'm saying is, you know, there are much newer models from, you know, funky, trendy companies that you can get. And believe you me, I looked at all those bags, but for me, this one was just sort of the kind of the very essence of a sensible, functional, usable, really well thought out backpack. And the fact that it's still on sale several years later tells you everything you need to know on that front. You know, there's clearly still a demand for it. So that's it for this week, guys. Hope you enjoyed this little video. If you did, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.